I'm here with Jerry Segal, an attorney from Philadelphia. Many years ago, how many years ago actually?
Not that I remember, but it was November 22nd, 1988.
November 22nd, 1988, Jerry was involved in an automobile accident which changed his life. Can you tell us just a bit about the accident and what happened?
Well, the automobile accident necessitated the surgery that occurred on November 22nd, 1988 out in San Francisco. They did some surgery to the spinal cord. The surgery was successful, but I woke up after the surgery and I could blink and stick my tongue out and nothing else moved. I was paralyzed from the neck down. They don't know what happened. They guessed that they nicked the spinal cord when they were closing up, but that was yesterday and today's today, and you go forward.
How did, and you spent some time in rehab also?
Oh yes, I was then brought back to Philadelphia from San Francisco, and I found myself in a rehabilitation facility called McGee Rehabilitation Hospital at 16th and Ray Streets in Philadelphia. It's about a block and a half from my law office. I must have passed it 1,000 times prior to this occurrence. Never knew what it was, but thank God it was there, because that's where I ended up. I was there for 4.5 months when I went in there. The prospects were that I would end up in a wheelchair the rest of my life, and my wife would have to feed me because, as I say, nothing moved from my neck down. And 4.5 months thereafter, after having been in a halo cast and intensive physical therapy, I walked out of McGee, and I've been beating the odds ever since.
How did it change your life? Did it change your life in terms of what you wanted out of life, and what life was all about for you?
I'd like to think that I was always sensitive to the physically challenged, but I think it accentuated that, certainly, and I believe that I've become more sensitive to the physically challenged and people that are in need generally. My grandson, who's 13, calls me the needy pop-pop, because I always say to him, Jake, can you do me a favor, do this for me or do that for me? And he looks at me, he says, Pop-Pop, he says, you're pretty needy. But I think that it makes you more aware of what people go through, things that we would take for granted, like crossing a street or picking up a fork, or just doing things that are normal, as you would call it. The mundane tasks, they become monumental conquests when a physically challenged person can do it. And the physically challenged person, I maintain that they become cripples when you make them feel like one. So, in my opinion, you gotta let the person try his damnedest to do what he can do. And if he can't do it one way, let him try another way. And thank God I was born with tenacity, and I've never known how to quit anything. And if I can't do it one way, I'll do it another way. If I want to do it, I'm going to get it done.
Well, you've tenacity in two areas. I mean, you're very actively engaged in the law firm.
Yes. Our firm, Segal, Burke, Gaines, and Liss, we're, as I say, a block and a half from McGee in Philadelphia. We're at 17th and the Parkway. And I started right out of law school. I figured if I'm going to work 26 hours a day, I might as well do it for Jerry. And, I had a family. I have a family, 2 daughters and 5 grandchildren, and a wonderful wife that is she's a great, best partner you can have. And, from starting with absolutely nothing on the mezzanine floor in a closet at the Windsor, which was my law office, when we started, to now we're on a penthouse, and we have 8 lawyers, and the firm is constantly growing. And as I said, I don't know how to quit.
What's your attitude about retiring?
I don't know that word.